Well, we're back again with yet another No Fluff analysis, and this time we're going to be talking about the Gala Dragalia Summon Showcase running from the 27th of March to the 2nd of April UTC. Let's cut the fluff and get straight to it with the first adventurer added, the 5-star Wind Dagger, Gala Notte, the Eternal Partner. Gala Notte's first ability is Metamorphosis. Notte gains a unique transformation and uses a Metamorphosis gauge to fuel it. Functionally, it's very similar to Tiki's Divine Dragon form, replacing her skills when she transforms. The Metamorphosis gauge can store up to 1800 points at level 2, and requires 560 points to transform. Notte's Metamorphosis consumes 65 points per second, so the maximum transformation duration is just under 28 seconds. Notte's first skill is Fairy Punishment, dealing 1712% damage across 16 hits, dispelling a buff, and if Notte is at 20 combo or above, also grants 80 points to the Metamorphosis gauge. During Metamorphosis, this becomes Fairy Circlet, dealing 2660% damage across 5 hits and inflicting Stormlash. Notte's second skill is Fairy Illusion, dealing 2460% damage across 30 hits, dispelling a buff, and at 20 combo or above grants 150 points to the Metamorphosis gauge. This can be shared for 6 skill share points. During Metamorphosis, this becomes Fairy Glory, dealing 2492% damage across 3 hits. Being a dagger unit, Notte has the standard critical rate co-ability, and her chain co-ability grants wind units combo equals shapeshift prep, granting 3% dragon gauge for every 50 hit combo. Notte's second ability is Fairy Blessing, granting her full freeze and bog resist, and her final ability is Flurry Strength, granting her 20% strength at 15 combo or higher. Notte's easy access to Dispel should make her a great pick for Legend Ciela, as Ciela's stacking defense buffs requires a lot of Dispels to chew through. Her relatively low SP costs and unique rapid combo allow her to quickly charge up her Metamorphosis, reducing her SP costs even further, though making her slightly slower in terms of hit rate. Her high hit count skills and rapid combo should also allow her to easily deal with Ciela's bubbles in the Legend fight, while her combo equals shapeshift prep chain ability can generate huge amounts of dragon gauge, enabling other characters such as Dragonil Xanthrid to transform almost endlessly in solo. Her large AoEs in Metamorphosis should allow her to easily break allies out of freeze while also doing damage, making her a decent comfort pick for the Legend fight. Even outside of Legend Ciela, Notte's Dispel utility, access to Stormlash in Metamorphosis, and door resistances should also make her a flexible DPS addition to any team. Her shared skill as well becomes the second cheapest shared skill that has access to a Dispel, so if you're missing Lapis for a cheap Dispel, Notte is the second best bet. Our second and also permanent addition to the roster with the showcase is the 5-star Wind Wand Myriam, the Secret Admirer. Myriam's first skill is Adoring Blow, which grants the user a Strength Amp. Strength Amp is a new mechanic similar to Strength Up buffs. These increase in level as you repeatedly gain Strength Amp, ramping up to a 40% team-wide strength buff for 30 seconds. I'll post a link to the wiki page for Strength Amp, as it's a bit too complex to describe simply like these videos normally do. Either way, it's something to keep an eye on. As the rise of the Sinister Dominion fights begin to find a foothold, Strength Amp's immunity to the Curse of Nihility may start to make it relevant. Myriam's second skill is Blast of Emotion, dealing 3795% damage across 11 hits and drawing enemies together. If the user has a Team Strength Amp, it also restores hit points to the user and nearby allies with 60% potency. This is shareable for 6 skill share points. Being a wand, Myriam has the standard wand skill damage co-ability, and her chain co-ability grants wind units 6% water resist when they have a Team Strength Amp. Myriam's first ability is Strength Amp equals Reflexive Evasion, which grants Myriam a 30% chance to dodge avoidable attacks when she has a Team Strength Amp. She also has Freeze Resist, and her final ability is Strength Amp equals Skill Haste, granting Myriam 10% skill gauge fill rate when she has a Team Strength Amp. Myriam is in a funny spot. Strength Amp is very likely going to become the meta for Sinister Dominion teams in the future, but Sinister Dominion fights using Strength Amp for wind units simply do not exist at the moment. With a buff on her S1 and a damaging S2, Myriam isn't too dissimilar to Noelle, who saw plenty of use back in the High Mercury days. However, since Strength Amp has more limitations compared to our standard strength buffs when the Curse of Nihility doesn't come into play, Myriam is unlikely to be the unit of choice for current content. However, now is also your best chance of getting your first Strength Amp enabler. Since Strength Amp is a mechanic that synergizes with itself, it's practically guaranteed that we'll see more units with Strength Amp in the future for Sinister Dominion fights. If you think you'll be soloing these a lot in the future and want to get faster clear times in those fights, Myriam may be a useful addition to your roster. Pulling for Myriam now should be considered an investment for the future. For the showcase overall, Gala Notte is a dispel-heavy addition to the Wind roster, making her well suited for the Dispeller role for the Ciela fights as well as doing respectable damage. If you're lacking a Dispel spammer in Wind, Notte's a great pickup to help unlock the Legend Ciela fight. As I mentioned about 30 seconds ago, Myriam's not really constructed for current content. Strength Amp is positioned to become the new meta for Sinister Dominion fights, but until a Dominion fight for Wind units arrives, Myriam is going to stay benched. However, it's still the best time to get her, as otherwise you'll probably have to rely on luck or a dream summon. As always, I'm not your boss, do what you want. Mim fans probably already have 20 dupes of Myriam, and Notte's a long-standing fan favourite of the franchise. If you've already pulled, I don't blame you. Do remember that the banner is active until the 2nd of April UTC. For most of you, that means the last free 10 pull will fall on the 1st of April, so do be sure to check how long the banner's active for if you're planning on riding out the free summons before you spark. Otherwise, take it easy, stay safe, and I wish you luck in your upcoming pulls.